afternoon, Warrior Nation. My name is Mark Beehler. I'm the Deputy Superintendent for Schools in Salamanca, where my job is to improve teaching and learning throughout the Salamanca community. The Salamanca students, parents, and educators, as well as the staff and community, have done an outstanding job over the past year. We have all been affected by the sudden change to schooling that occurred 1 year ago, and while some students have excelled in the virtual environment, there has also been much loss. Our students and families have lost time, friendships, social activities, and opportunities. Our youngest learners know only of school being held through a computer screen and behind a mask. Our most senior students have lost the most anticipated culminating experiences of 13 years of work. They have lost their senior year. Put frankly, the past year has stunk. Like many topics, there is a polarized divide over whether students should be in school or at home, or a combination that works for each learner. This places the school in the center, with no real option of doing things right in the eyes of the collective public. But as we mark the 1-year anniversary of the massive change to schooling, we can no longer make excuses. And when I say we can no longer make excuses, I mean all of us, educators, students, parents, staff, and community. It has been over 1 year. Critically important now is how our Salamanca community moves forward and what we redefine as the correct path when school returns to full on-site instruction. To this end, we as the Salamanca community need to have a discussion now to imagine what learning in Salamanca will look and sound like in the near and not so near future. This discussion needs to be honest, open, and without excuses. There is no blame to be had or assigned. This is what we know about our learners as of today. A small percentage of students are learning better through remote instruction than on-site regular instruction. A large percentage of students have not fully engaged in the reduced coursework that has been provided for them. A very large percentage of students have not yet acquired the knowledge or skills that would be expected of students at the grade level at this point in time in previous years. Some students have not attended school to any significant degree in over a year. We also know that what we have been teaching and how we have been teaching over the past year is different. In most cases, the content has been decreased and the time on task has been greatly reduced. Now, grade levels exist for the benefit of the school. They sort students primarily by age and sometimes by skill level. Traditionally, students move up a grade level each year. In many cases, especially after grade 3, this progression happens regardless of student achievement. We also know that the U.S. Department of Education has informed states they must continue to test students, that 3 through 8 math and ELA testing, as well as Regents in New York. That testing requirement had been suspended for last year. We also know that high school graduation requirements, Regents class expectations, and Regents exam requirements will most definitely be in full effect for the 2021 and 2022 school year. With this information, we can conclude that our high school students, especially our current grade 8 students, are extremely vulnerable given the sudden high expectations for performance that is likely in the 21-22 school year, next year. A typical grade 9 student will take 4 Regents level classes with Regents exams in both math and science. Those Regents course expectations have not changed in decades. They are high and they are not likely to be watered down. We also know that virtual instruction should exist as an option for some students who perform better in this environment. This may be part-time on campus and part-time virtual. We also believe a large number of students are not prepared to return to normal school with normal expectations for performance. From a traditional point of view, some students are not prepared to move on to the next grade level. They have simply not acquired the knowledge and skills to be successful. They have not failed. They simply have not yet completed, or in some cases even attempted, a year of learning. But if they are just pushed on, it is highly likely they will not have the skills necessary to be successful and may fail. As a result of this, we are initiating a conversation on what school will need to look and sound like moving forward. This way we can best meet the needs of our learners. Below are a few questions that can serve as discussion starters. Should we suspend the concept of grade levels for a period of time? This would permit educators to teach students where they are academically, at their ability level instead of age level. Should we adjust the expectation that students just move on in September? There is a stigma now associated with not moving on. We call it failing, or being held back, or repeating, or being recycled. I do not believe any of those are fair terms in these circumstances. For most of our students, they have not had the opportunity to complete a year of school. There have been significant interruptions due to COVID, changes in format, shortened learning opportunities, and many other obstacles. Also to discuss, should we require summer school participation across all grade levels for students who don't have the skills necessary to be successful the next year? As we ponder these questions, I invite our Warrior School community to a discussion forum on what education will need to look like moving forward. These forums will be held virtually over the next several weeks. Details can be found on our website and through Facebook. And as always, our goal is to ensure the success of all students, but this will take time, participation, and a good conversation. Thank you.